in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. See those people dressed in white. God's gonna trouble the water. They look like the children of the Israelites. God's gonna trouble the water. Oh, wade in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. God's gonna trouble. God's gonna trouble the water. God's gonna trouble. God's gonna trouble the water.
A common theme for a lot of Black people is learning from our experiences and growing and developing in the face of oppression. Resilience is an important part of who we are. We chose it as our theme tonight because Black people haven't always had the easiest time. But we seem to come out of our struggles stronger. In the essay, 200 Years of Afro-American Poetry, published 2 years before his death, Langston Hughes offered an historical examination of the trajectory of African American poetry. In our celebration here tonight, we will loosely follow that trajectory from the early 1900s on through to the 60s, on into the 2000s. Here, we just must tell you how our program is laid out this evening. In 1937, Margaret Walker published a poem entitled "For My People" in Poetry magazine. Her first poem to appear in print, it became one of her most famous. "For My People" is a timeless piece. The poem poignantly describes the joys, heartaches, and triumphs of African Americans in the United States. Written in free verse, the poem chronicles the everyday and often mundane aspects of hard labor and the simple pleasures of a dispossessed people. Yet it also makes Blacks complicit in their own misery and calls for a new day, a revolution of the masses. Tonight, the Legacy Readers Theater mounts this, our 12th annual Black History Celebration, riding on the historical and insightful lines of our stellar sister and poet, using as narration, guiding our production, the lines of that beloved poem, "For My People." And at the same time, we celebrate in the words of another beloved sister poet, Maya Angelou, still I rise. So, with little or no further introduction, may we present For My People, Still I Rise.
Don't need no badge, just get on board. All you need is faith in the deeds of army. Don't need no ticket, thank the Lord. So people, get ready for the train to Jordan, picking up passengers. Just to say it's all. Now, pity on those chances growing thinner. There's no hiding place among kingdom's soul. Nobody knows the troubles I've seen.
Glazed and chocolate-covered donuts, cheese straws, brownies, and bonbons too. Pettifer's pies and pastries made just for you. Wedding cakes, birthday cakes, and cookie trays custom made for your special day. Williamson's Bakery is conveniently located at 1634 Veterans Boulevard in the Oaks Shopping Center. Open Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Williamson's Bakery, baking everyday specials since 1965.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Curry Maffitt Insurance is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters.
And God stepped out on space, and he looked around and he said, I'm lonely. I'll make me a world. And as far as the eye of God could see, darkness covered everything.
All right.
Blacker than 100 midnights.
Yes.
Down in a cypress swamp.
All right.
Then God smiled, and the light broke. And the darkness rolled up on one side, and the light stood shining on the other. And God said, that's good. Then God reached out and took the light in his hands, and God rolled the light around in his hand until he made the sun. And he set that sun ablazing in the heavens.
Yes.
And the light that was left from making the sun, God gathered it up into a shining ball and he flung it against the earth.
All right.
Strangling the night with the moon and the stars.
Yes.
Then, down between the darkness and the light, God hurled the world. And God said, that's good.
Amen. For my people everywhere, singing their slave songs repeatedly, their dirges, and and their ditties, and their blues and jubilees.
Nobody knows the struggles I've seen. Nobody knows but Jesus. Nobody knows the struggles I've seen. Glory, hallelujah. Sometimes sometimes oh yes, Lord. Sometimes I'm lost to the ground. Oh yes, nobody knows the struggles I've seen. Nobody knows but Jesus. Nobody knows the struggles I've seen. Glory,
Amen. For my people, praying their prayers nightly to an unknown God, bending their knees humbly to an unseen power.
And now, O Lord, when I've done drunk my cup of sorrow, when I've been called everything, including a child of God, when I've done traveling up the rough side of the mountain, oh, Mary's baby, when I start down the sleep and slippery steps of death, when this old world begins to rock beneath my feet, lower me down to my dusty grave in peace, to that wait, that great getting up moment. Amen.
For my people, lending their strength to the years, to the gone years, and the now years, and the maybe years, washing, ironing, cooking, scrubbing, sewing, mending.
I worked for a woman. She wasn't me, but she had a 12-room house to clean. And to get breakfast, dinner, and supper too. Then take care of her children when I got through. Wash, iron, and scrub. Walk the dog.
The dog.
Was too much. Really broke me down. I said, Madam, can it be you tried to make a bad house out of me? She opened her mouth and she cried, oh no, you know, Albert, I love you so. I said, Madam, that may be true, but I'll be doggone if I love you.
For my people, hoeing, plowing, digging, planting, pruning, patching, dragging along, never gaining, never reaping, never knowing, and never understanding.
Well, I talked to old Lim, and old Lim said, they weigh the cotton, they store the corn. We only good enough to work till the day is done. They run the commissary, they keep the book. We gotta be grateful just for being cheap. Quick or snap or clerk call us out our name. We got to say Mr. and spend them all. They make our figures turn somerset. We buck in the middle and say, thank you, sir.
They don't come by ones.
They don't come by twos, but they come by tens.
They got the judges, they got the lawyers, they got the jury rolls, they got the law.
They don't come by ones.
They got the sheriff and the deputy.
They don't come by twos.
They got the shotguns. They got the rope. We get justice in the end.
They come by tens.
Their fists stay closed. They look straight. Our hands stay open. We must bow our heads.
And they don't come by ones.
They got the manhood. They got the courage.
They don't come by twos.
We got to slink around like hang-tail hounds. They burn us when we dogs. They burn us when we men.
They come by tens.
I had a buddy, a 6 foot of a man, muscle up the purple, game to the heart.
And they don't come by ones.
He outworked and outfought any man or two men.
They don't come by twos.
He spoke out of turn down at the commissary. They gave him a day to get out the county. He didn't take it. He said, come and get me. Well, they came and got him.
They came by tens.
He stayed in the county. He lays there dead.
They don't come by ones.
They don't come by twos, but they come by tens.
Oh, pirates, yes, they ride. So down to the merchant ship. Then it's happy day to die. On the bottomless pit. My hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. Lean forward this generation. Triumphantly, all you have to see. These sons of freedom is all I ever had. Is redemption soul, redemption soul. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our own mind. Have no fear for atomic energy. Come on up and can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We got to fulfill the book. All you have to say. These songs of freedom is all I ever had. Is redemption.
Allen's Heating and Air is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Air to install and service your heating and air conditioning unit. Allen's services all brands. With the purchase of a new Amana unit, you get a lifetime warranty on the compressor. Allen's Heating and Air. Call Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff at Allen's Heating and Air. Amana Heating and Air Conditioners. Lasts and lasts and lasts.
For my playmates in the clay and dust and sand of Alabama backyards, playing, baptizing, and preaching, and doctor, and jail, and soldier, and school, and man, and mama, and cooking, and playhouse, and concert, and store, and hair, and Miss Chumby, and company.
One foot down in hot. It's hot. Good things come to one that's got. Another jump. Now to the left. Everybody for himself. In the air. Now both feet down. Since you're black, don't stick around. Food is gone. Rent is due. Curse and cry and then jump too. All the people out of work. Over 3, then twist and jerk. Cross the line, they count you out. That's what happens all about. Both feet flat, the game is done. They think I lost. I think I won.
All right.
And here's all we'll need. A cornet, quartets of sun people of the sort found in black college dormitories, some vintage music, indiscriminate spirits, fried chicken, some paper, a writing utensil, and a bottomless Saturday. We should explore the origin of a derogatory word like spade, as well as the word, for feeling alone in polite company. And also the implications of calling someone who is not your brother or sister. So little is known of our past, we can imagine darn near anything. When I say maybe slaves held spade tournaments on the anti-cruise ship bound for the colony, you say.
When our ancestors was cooped on those ships, they were not yet slaves.
Our groundbreaking film should begin with a low-lit den in the deep south, and the deep-fried voice of somebody's grandmother holding smoke in her mouth as she says,
"The two of diamonds trump the two of spades in my house."
And at some point, someone should tell the story where Jesus and the devil are spades partners, traveling the juke joints of the 1930s. We could interview my Uncle Junior, and definitely your skinny cousin Mary, and any black man sitting at a card table wearing shades.
Who do you suppose would win if Booker T and MLK were matched against Du Bois and Malcolm X in a game of spades? Okay?
You say don't talk across the table. Pay attention to the suits being played.
The object of the game is to communicate invisibly with your teammate. I should concentrate.
Do you suppose we are here because we are lonely in some acute dysmorphied way?
This should be explored in our film about spades, because it is one of the ways I'm still learning what it is to be black. Tonight, I am ready to master spades.
4 players bid a number of books. Each team adds the bids of the 2 partners, and the total is the number of books that team must try to win. Is that not right?
That's right.
This is a game that tests the boundary between mathematics and magic, if you ask me.
A bid must be intuitive, like the itchiness of your upper lip. before you sip strange.
My mother did not drink.
What?
Which is how I knew something was wrong. But she held a dry spot at the table when couples came to play.
It's a scene from my history, but this probably should not be mentioned in our documentary about spades.
Renege is akin to the word for shame you feel watching someone else's humiliation. Slapping a card down must be as dramatic as hitting the drum with a drumstick. You say there may be the sort of outrage induced by liquor, trash talk, poor strategy, but it will fade the way a watermark left on a table by a cold glass fades. I suspect winning this sort of game makes you feel godly.
I'm good and ready for what we're playing against tonight. I am trying to imagine our enemy. I know you are not my enemy. Now, you say there are no enemies in spades.
Spades is a game
our enemies do not play.
All right.
For the cramped, bewildered years, we went to school to learn to know the reasons why, and the answers to, and the people who, and the places where, and the days when.
We build too. We have school. We learn late. We strike straight. We sing. We begin. We jazz June. We die soon.
She doesn't wear costume jewelry. And she knew that Walt Disney is making a fortune off false eyelashes, and that Time magazine is the authority of the Negro. Her makeup is total real. A Negro English instructor called her a fine Negro poet. A white critic said, she's a credit to the Negro race. Somebody else called her a pure Negro writer. Johnny May, who's a senior in high school, said, she and Langston are the only Negro poets we've read in school, and that I understand her. Pee Wee used to carry one of her poems around in his back pocket. The one about being cool. Now that was before Pee Wee was cooled by a cop's warning shot.
Into the 60s, a word was born, black. And with black came poets. And from the poets, ballpoint pens came black, double black, purple black, blue black, been black, was black, day before yesterday black. Blacker than ultra black, super black, black, yellow black, nigger black, black, white, band. Blacker than you ever be's black. 1/4 black, whole black, clear black. My mama's blacker than your mama. Pimple black, fall black. So black we can't even see you.
Okay.
Black on black.
Well.
In black, by black, technically black, man tan black, winter black, cool black, 360 degrees black.
Oh, that's a whole circle.
Midnight black. Black when it's convenient to be black.
All right.
Rusty black, moon black, star black, summer black, electronic black, Superman black, shoe shine black, gym shoe black, underwear
black.
ugly black, and Jemima black. Uncle Ben Rice black.
All right now.
Willie
That's my
B
man.
is black. Willie B. Black is beautiful. Black.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I just discovered black.
You all right
Negro black.
Yes.
Unsubstantiated black.
All right.
And everywhere the lady Negro poet appeared, the poets were there. They listened and questioned and went home feeling uncomfortable, unsound, and so untogether.
Well.
They read, reread, wrote, and rewrote, and came back the next time to tell the lady Negro poet how beautiful she was, is, and how she helped them. And she came back with how necessary they were, and how they helped her. The poets walked, and as space filled the vacuum between them and the lady Negro poet, you could hear one of them black poets say, "Bruh, we've been calling this sister by the wrong name." Your bad self. Say it loud.
I'm black and I'm proud.
Say it louder.
I'm black and I'm proud.
Say it loud.
I'm black and I'm proud. Glory. Glory.
Don't cry glory.
At Bank of Dudley, we understand that buying a new home is a time of many decisions, and we're here to help and answer all of your questions that might arise during the mortgage loan process. Our mortgage specialists, Shirley Clements and Sherry Adderholt, have over 75 years of combined mortgage experience, backed by a bank that has served this community since 1905. Call or come by and visit with Sherry or Shirley at our Veterans Boulevard branch, or go online at bankofdudley.com and get started today. Bank of Dudley, creating a custom mortgage experience with competitive rates and terms is what service is all about. Bank of Dudley, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Picture a woman riding thunder on the legs of slavery. Picture her kissing our spines, saying no to the eyes of slavery. Picture her rotating the earth into a shape of lives becoming. Picture her leaning into the eyes of our brick lives. Picture this woman saying yes to the concept of slavery. Picture a woman jumping rivers, her legs inhaling moons. Picture her ripe with seasons of legs running. Picture her tasting the secret corners of woods. Picture her saying, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars, to change the world. Imagine her words. Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Imagine her saying, I freed 1,000 slaves, could have freed 1,000 more if they only knew they were slaves. Imagine her humming, how many days we got before we taste freedom.
Freedom.
Imagine a woman saying, how many workers for this freedom quilt? Picture her saying, a little runaway could do great harm by going back, but a dead runaway could tell no secret.
Amen.
Picture the daylight bringing her to woods full of brick moons. Picture John Brown shaking her hands 3 times saying, General Tubman, General Tubman, General Tubman. Picture her words. There's 2 things I got a right to, death or liberty. Picture her saying no to a play called Uncle Tom's Cabin. I am the real thing. Picture a black woman, could not read or write, trailing freedom refrains. Picture her face turning southward, walking down a southern road. Picture this woman Freedom bound.
Freedom bound.
Tasting of people's preserved breath. Picture this woman of royalty wearing a crown of morning air.
Yes.
Picture her walking, running, reviving a country's breath. Picture bright voices leaving behind lost tongues.
This is for the Pullman porters who organized when people said they couldn't, and carried the Pittsburgh Courier and the Chicago Defender to the black Americans in the South so they would know they were not alone. This is for the Pullman porters who helped Thurgood and Marshall go south and come back north to fight the fight that resulted in Brown versus Board of Education. Because even though Kansas is west, and even though Topeka is the birthplace of Gwendolyn Brooks, who wrote the powerful The Chicago Defender Sends a Man to Little Rock, it was the Pullman porter who whispered to the traveling men, both the blues men and the race men, so they would both know what was going on. This is for the Pullman porters who smiled as if they were happy and laughed like they were really entertained when some folks were around, and who silently rejoiced in 1954 when the Supreme Court announces 9-0 decision that separate is inherently unequal.
Her grandmother called her from the playground. Yes, ma'am. I want her to learn how to make roads, said the old woman proudly. But the little girl didn't want to learn how to make roads. Even if she couldn't say it, that would mean when the old woman died, she would be less dependent on her spirit. So she said, I don't want to make no roads, with her lips poked out. And the old woman wiped her hands on her apron and said, Lord have mercy on these children. And neither of them ever said what they meant. And I guess no one ever does.
For my people, in memory of the bitter hours when we discovered we were black and poor and small and different, and nobody cared, and nobody wondered, and nobody understood.
For those of us who live at the shoreline, standing upon the constant edges of decision, crucial and alone, for those of us who cannot indulge the passing dreams of choice, who love in doorways coming and going, in the hours between dawns, looking inward and outward at once before and after, seeking a now that can breed futures, like bread in our children's mouths, so their dreams will not reflect the death of ours. For those of us who are imprinted with fear, like a faint line in the center of our foreheads, learning to be afraid with our mother's milk, for by this weapon, this illusion of some safety to be found, the heavy-footed Pope to silence us. For all of us, this instant and this triumph, we were never meant to survive. And when the sun rises, we're afraid it might not remain. When the sun sets, we're afraid it might not rise in the morning. When our stomachs are full, we're afraid of indigestion. When our stomachs are empty, we're afraid we may never eat again. When we're loved, we're afraid love will vanish. When we're alone, we're afraid love will never return. And when we speak, we're afraid our words will never be heard nor welcome. But when we're silent, we still are afraid. So it is better to speak, remembering we were never
minutes to survive.
When the glory comes, it will be ours. It will be ours. Oh, one day when the war is won, we will be sure. We will be sure. Oh, now the war isn't over, the victory isn't won, and we'll fight on to the finish. Then when it's all done, we'll cry glory, glory, oh glory, glory, glory. We'll cry glory, glory, oh glory, see me again, I don't care. I feel just like I was.
For expert computer repair service, count on Hometown Supply. Repairs on desktops, laptops, iPads, and more. Hometown Supply offers in-store and on-site computer repair service, including removal of viruses, recovering data, replacing screens, battery replacement, performing upgrades, and much more. From password recovery, hard drive replacement, keyboard repair, antivirus software installation, complete service made easy and convenient. For professional and personal computer repair, call on Hometown Supply, your experts for computer repair service. Phone 272-0345 or visit us across from the skyscraper in downtown Dublin. For expert computer repair service, count on Hometown Supply.
For the boys and girls who grew in spite of these things to be man and woman.
Sundays, my father got up early, put his clothes on in the blue, black coat. Then with cracked hands that ached from the labor in the weekday weather made bank fires blaze. No one ever thanked him. I'd wake and hear the cold splintering, breaking. When the rooms were warm, he'd come. I would slowly rise and dress, fearing the chronic angles of that house. Speaking indifferently to him, who had driven out the cold, polished my good shoes as well. What did I know? What did I know of love's austere and lonely offices?
Get that. The old woman across the way is whipping the boy again and shouting to the neighborhood her goodness and his wrongs. Widely he crashes through the elephant's ears, pleads and dusty zinnias, while she, in spite of crippling fat, pursues and corners him. She strikes and strikes a shrilling circle boy till the stick breaks in her hand. Ooh. His tears are rainy weather to moonlight memories. My head gripped in bony vice of knees, the right then struggled to wrench free. The blows, the fear, worse than blows that hateful words could bring. The face that I no longer knew or loved. Well, it is over now. It is over. And the boy sobs in his room. And the woman leans muttering against a tree, exhausted, purged, avenged in part for lifelong tidings she has had to make. Took it out on the board.
For the boys and girls who grew in spite of these things to laugh and dance and sing and play and drink their wine and religion and success.
I wouldn't be here without you. Without you, I'd be 15 pounds lighter and a lot less alive. You stuck around my ribs even when I treated you like a dog. Dirty, I dare not eat. I know you're the blues because loving you may kill me, but still you rock me down slow as ham hocks on the stove. Anyway you come, fried, cute, burnt to every 1 inch of your life. I love, babe, I reveal your every nickname. Bacon, chicken, crack, sing. Some call you Bert, Shane's stepsister. Then dress you up and declare you white and healthy. But you always come back sauce to me.
Yes.
Adam himself gave up a rib to see yours pound pink beside him. Your heaven is the only one worth wanting. You keep me all night cursing your 4-letter name. The next begging for you again.
The night John Henry is born, and acts of lightning splits the sky, and a hammer of thunder pounds the earth, and the eagles and the panthers cry. John Henry, he says to his mom and pa, get me a gallon of barley corn. I want to start right, like a He-Man child the night I'm born. Says, I want some ham hocks, ribs, and jars, and a pot of cabbage and some green cabbage, and some whole cakes, jam and buttermilk, a platter of poke and beans. John Henry's mom, she wrings her hands, and his pa, he scratches his head. John Henry, he curses in giraffe-tall words, flops over and kicks down the bed. He's burning mad, like a bear on fire. So he tears down to the riverside. As he stoops to drink, old man River gets scared and runs uphill high. Some say he was born in Georgia, and some say in Alabama, but it's written on a rock at the Big Bend Tunnel, Louisiana. That's my home. So scratch.
25 cents? Oh no, I would pay 25 cents to go to your wedding. Coming home every Saturday night, feeling I wanna get together, it's just so right. We're all congregating all night. We may do it cha-cha-cha. Oh, and around parade across town. Get food, corn, and start breaking down.
Hi, I'm Helen Powell. Been serving the Middle Georgia area since 1985. If you would love an exciting career, please call me. Careers in Cosmetology, 129 North Franklin Street, 272-1967.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm an upcoming graduate from Careers in Cosmetology. It's been a wonderful experience, and I encourage you to contact Ms. Helen Powell for more opportunities.
Hello, I'm Christy at Careers of Cosmetology. I've recently enrolled here and I'm excited about the opportunities that lie ahead.
Hey, my name is Daphne Jackson. I'm excited to be enrolled in Careers in Cosmetology. If you would like this opportunity, contact Careers in Cosmetology.
Hi, my name is Caitlin. I've been enrolled in Careers in Cosmetology for about 4 months now. I'm really enjoying it, and I think if this is the career for you, you should definitely come see Miss Helen Powell.
Careers in Cosmetology, 129 North Franklin Street. Our number is 272-1967. Give me a call.
For the boys and girls who grew in spite of these things, to marry their playmates and their children, and then die of consumption and anemia and lynching and AIDS. AIDS.
Work out, 10 laps. Chin up, look good. Steam room, dress warm. Call home, fresh air. Eat right, rest well. Sweetheart, safe sex. Sore throat, long flu. Hard nose, beware. Chest blood, count cells. Rest thin, white slow. Dress warm, eat well. Rest thin, white slow. Dress warm, eat well. Short breath, fatigue. Night sweats, dry cough. Loose stool, weight loss. Get mad, fight back. Call home, rest well. Don't cry, take charge. No sex, eat right. Call home, talk slow. Chin up, no air. Arms wide, nose hard. Dry cough, hold on. Mouth wide, drink this. Breathe in, breathe out. No air, breathe in, breathe in. No air, black out. White room, head cold. Head sweat, feet cold. No work, eat right. Cat stand, feet cold. Chin up, breathe in, breathe out. No air, no air. Thin blood, sore lungs, dry cough, mind gone. Thin blood, sore lungs, mouth dry, mind gone. 6 months, 3 weeks, can't eat, no air. Today, tonight, it waits for me. Sweetheart, don't stop. Breathe in, breathe out.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cannon, President of Citizens Bank of Lawrence County. If you're presently a customer of ours, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for allowing us to be your bank. We appreciate the confidence you have placed in us and enjoy providing you with the most up-to-date banking products and services to satisfy your needs. If you're not a current customer, we would like to invite you to stop by and let us show you true community banking at its best. We concentrate on our local community, doing our part to make Dublin and Lawrence County a better place to live, work, play, and retire. We recently introduced 2 new products, eStatements and Access Now, our mobile banking app. Both of these products will help to make banking with us more convenient and will also help to provide you with a safer and more secure banking experience. So for all your banking needs, just give us a call or stop by and let us show you personal banking at its best. Citizens Bank of Lawrence County, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
What if there was a paint that had the power to awaken something old, or painfully dated, or something you simply thought was lost forever, because it could form a strong bond regardless of age? If a paint could give any time-worn surface stunning new life, you have to wonder, is it still paint? Regal Select Exterior from Benjamin Moore.
Quality products and installation since 1985. That's 4 Seasons.
He came back and shot. He shot him. When he came back, he shot and he fell. Stumbling past the shot of wood, down, shot, died, dead to full halt. At the bottom, bleeding, shot dead. He died then, there after the fall. The speeding bullet tore his face and blood sprayed fine over the killer and the gray light. Pictures of the dead man are everywhere, and his spirit sucks up the light. But he died in darkness, darker than his soul, and everything tumbled blindly with him dying down the stairs. We have no word on the killer, except he came back from somewhere to do what he did, and shot only once into his victim's stare and left him quickly when the blood ran out. We know the killer was skillful, quick, silent, and that the victim probably knew him. Other than that, aside from the cake sourness of the dead man's expression and the cool surprise in the fixture of his hands and fingers, we know nothing.
Nothing.
Who has the moral high ground? 15 blocks from the White House on small corners in Northwest DC, boys disguised as men rip each other's hearts out with weapons made in China. They fight for territory. Across the planet, in a land where civilization was born, The boys of DC know nothing about their distant relatives in Rwanda. They have never heard of the Hutu or the Tutsi people. Their eyes draw blank at the mention of Kigali, Byumba, or Bituri. All they know are the streets of DC, and they don't cry at funerals anymore. Numbers and frequency have a way of making death and murder commonplace and not news, unless it spreads outside of our house, block, or territory. Modern massacres are entry ethnic. Bosnia, Sri Lanka, Burundi, Iraq, Laos, Angola, Liberia, and Rwanda are small foreign names on a map made in Europe. When bodies, by the tens of thousands, float down a river, turning the water the color of blood, as 250,000 people flee barefoot into Tanzania and Zaire, somehow we notice. We don't smile. We have no more tears. We hold our thoughts in deeply muted silence, looking south and thinking that today Nelson Mandela seems much larger than he is.
If you're in the market for affordable transportation, come on in to Dublin Auto Sales. Getting to work, school, or around town every day requires dependable transportation. And that's what you'll find at Dublin Auto Sales. Offering in-house financing too, so credit is never an issue. See Wayne Kemp or any of his friendly staff, Bill Topping, Alan Fields, TJ DeRochi, or Freddie Cook. Look for Dublin Auto Sales at 1705 Telfair Street and 406 North Jefferson. And also at 511 North Jefferson, where you'll find a great deal. Dublin Auto Sales, affordable transportation you can count on.
What if there was a paint that had the power to awaken something old, or painfully dated, or something you simply thought was lost forever, because it could form a strong bond regardless of age? If a paint could give any time-worn surface stunning new life, you have to wonder, is it still paint? Regal Select Exterior from Benjamin Moore.
Quality products and installation since 1985. That's Four Seasons.
For my people thronging 47th Street in Chicago and Lenox Avenue in New York City and Rampart Street in New Orleans. Did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete? Proving nature's law is wrong, it learned to walk without having feet. All right. Funny it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. Mm-hmm. Long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one else really cared. All right. For my people, lost, disinherited, dispossessed, and happy people, filling the cabarets and tavern and other people's pockets, needing bread and shoes and milk and land and money and something all our own.
And did you get what you wanted from this life? Even so, I did. And what did you want? To call myself beloved. Mm-hmm. To feel myself beloved, yes, on the earth. Uh-huh.
For my people walking blindly, spreading joy, losing time, being lazy, sleeping when hungry, shouting when burdened, drinking when hopeless, tied and shackled and tangled among ourselves by the unseen creatures who tower over us omnisciently and laugh.
Can't ever tell how far a frog will jump. You just see him sitting around with his big bad rump. Well, not what a monkey's thinking by the working of his jaw. You just can't pick it. And I know because I had me a buddy, salted pie. Joe Meek they called him, and they didn't like. The good book say, turn the other cheek. Yeah. There wasn't no turning for my boy Joe Meek. He turned up all parts, bagged his spank, pulled down his britches, supplied the flank. The worm that didn't turn was a rattlesnake to Joe. He wasn't scary, just Meek. Was made up so. Well, it was late in August, what they call Dog Day. Yeah. Made even hound dogs get bulldog weight. Would make a pet bunny chase a bad bloodhound. Wow. Make a newborn baby slap his grandpa down. The air was muddy, heavy with heat. People all sizzled like frying meat. And the ice house was heaven, the pavement was heat. Even Joe didn't feel so good. He was strolling down Claiborne, wrong side of town. Joe saw poor policeman knock a poor gal down. He didn't know at all, never saw her before. That didn't make no difference to my boy Joe. He walks up to the cop, very polite, asked them if they thought they had done just right. One cracked him with his billy above the eye. One tugged him with his pistol and let him lie. When he woke up, knew what the cops had done. He went to the hawk shop and got himself a gun. Felt more out of sauce than ever before. He went on a rampage, my old boy Joe. Shot his way to the station house, rushed right in. Wasn't nothing but space where the cops had been. They called out the reserve, the National Guard. Joe was in a cell overlooking the yard. Machine gun sputtered, didn't faze Joe at all. Every time he fired or talked to man, tear gas made him laugh. They let it fly. Laughing gas made him hang his head and cry. He threw the hand grenade back with an outshoot drop. Every time he threw one, there was one less cop. The chief of police said, What kind of man is this? Held up his shirt for the honesty. Stop gunning, black boy, we'll let you go.
Yeah.
I thank you very kindly, said my old boy Joe. We promise you safety if you leave us be. Well, Joe said, that's agreeable, sir, by me. The sun had gone down. The air was cool. Joe stepped out on the pavement, a fighting foot. He walked from the jail about half a square. When a cop from behind a post, let him have it there. Put a bullet in his left side, one in his thigh. But Joe didn't lose his shoe now. Blew a cool bead on the cop's broad head. I returned you your favor, and the cop still did. The next to last word he was heard to speak was just what you would look for from my boy Joe B. Spoke real like folks standing by. Would you please do me one kindness before I die? Won't be here much longer to bother you, so would you bring me a drink of water before I go? The very last words he was heard to say showed a different Joe talking in a different way. If my bullet wasn't gone and my strength all spent, I would send the chief sergeant with a compliment. He would race to hell and I best him there, like I would have done if he'd have played me fair. So you can't never tell how fast a dog can run when you see him sleeping in the sun.
Won't you celebrate with me what I have shaped into a kind of life? I had no model. Born in Babylon, both non-white and woman, what did I see to be except myself? I made it up here on this bridge between starshine and clay. My one hand holding my other hand tight. Come celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me, but failed. All right.
We gotta find a way to bring some loving here today.
Is your internet slowing your business down? If so, call the City of Dublin for our fiber optic based internet, 478-296-1008.
With Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance, I can get auto, home, life, even banking all in one place. Pretty convenient if you ask me.
Always the home team, Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance. Visit us online at gfbinsurance.com.
For my people, blundering and groping and floundering in the dark of churches and schools and clubs and societies, associations and councils and committees and conventions, distressed and disturbed and deceived and devoured by money-hungry, glory-craving leeches, preyed on by facile force of state and fad and novelty, by false prophet and holy believer.
4 tickets left. I let her go. Firstborn into a hurricane. I thought she escaped the flood waters. No, but her head is empty of the drowned for now, though she took her first breath below sea level. Ah, and ah. Mama, let me go. She speaks what every smart child knows. To get grown, you unlatch your hands from the groan, and up and up and up and up she turns, latched in the seat of a hurricane. You let your girl what? You let your girl what? I did. So she did.
All right.
I did, so she do, and she do, and she do. Girl, you can ride a hurricane, and she do, and she do, and she do, and she do. She do make my river an ocean, memorial, Baptist, Protestant bird. My girl walked away from a hurricane. And she do, and she do, and she do, and she do. She do take my hand a while longer. The hanks in my pocket I'll keep to her home. Katrina was a woman I knew. When you were an infant, she rained on you. And she do, and she do, and she do, and she do.
All right now.
Here's a story about Minnie the Moocher. She was a low-down hoochie coocher. She was the toughest, roughest frail, but Minnie had a heart as big as a whale. Oh, hidey, 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 ho! Hidey, 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 ho! Heady, 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 hey! Heady, 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 hey! Whoa! Hidey, 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 ho! Hidey, 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 ho! Here's a story about Minnie the Moocher. She was a low-down hoochie coocher. She was the roughest, toughest frail, but Minnie had a heart as big as a whale. Oh, hidey, 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 ho! Hidey, 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 ho! Heady, 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 hey! Heady, 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 hey! Whoa! Hidey, 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 ho! Hidey, 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 ho!
For my people, standing, staring, trying to fashion a better way from confusion, from hypocrisy, misunderstanding. Yeah.
and he was young. His nerves were jittery, and his day was hot.
He was so hot.
The Negro ran out of the alley, so tie shot.
Now let us understand, Taki.
Understand?
Now the Negro must have been dangerous because he ran. And there was a rookie with a chance to prove himself a man.
Understand,
Understand it. Yeah.
The Negro must have been dangerous because he ran. And there was a rookie cop with a chance to prove himself a man.
Well, now, let us condone to our kids.
Condone.
If we cannot decorate, but when he found what the Negro was running for, it was just too late. Now, and all we can say for the Negroes, it was unfortunate.
Condone Ty Hendricks.
If we can't decorate.
Yeah. When he found out what the Negro was running for, it was too late. And all we can say for the Negro is, it's unfortunate.
Now, let us pity Ty Hendricks.
Pity.
Yeah, well, he's been through enough. Now, standing there, his big gun smoking, rabid, scared, all alone, having to hear the winches wail and the dying Negro moan.
We gonna pity Ty Hendricks because he's been through enough.
Poor boy.
Standing there with his big gun smoking.
He was scared.
Scared as a rabbit.
Scared as a
alone.
rabbit.
Having to hear the winches wail and the
dying
dying
Negro
moan.
Mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, there's far too many of you dying. You know we gotta find a way to bring some loving here today. Father, there's no need to escalate. See, war is not the answer. Only love can conquer hate. You know we gotta find a way to bring some loving here today. Picket lines and picket signs don't punish me with brutality. Come talk to me and you will see. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Ooh, Lord. Yes. Mother, everybody thinks that we're wrong. But who are they to judge us? Simply because our hair is too long. You know we gotta find a way to bring some loving here today. Picket lines and picket signs don't punish me with brutality. Come on, talk to me and you will see. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I tell you what's going on. What's going on? What's going on?
program is brought to you in part by Services by Dudley, established in 1922. Dudley Funeral Home, Dudley Memorial Cemetery. For more information, log on to servicesbydudley.com, call 272-5511, or visit Dudley Funeral Home.
What is enlightenment? Enlightenment is what you get when a white man fathers a black daughter. Wait a minute. What is enlightenment? Enlightenment is what you get when a white man fathers a black daughter. Lord Jesus.
It's a portrait of Jefferson that hangs at Monticello. He is rendered two-tone. His forehead white with illumination, a lit bull. The rest of his face in shadow, darkened as if the artist meant to contrast his bright knowledge and his dark subtext. By 1805, when Jefferson sat for the portrait, he was already linked to an affair with his slave. Against a backdrop, blue and ethereal, a wash of paint that seems to hold him in relief. Jefferson gazes out across the centuries, his lips fixed as if he just uttered some final word. The first time I saw the painting, I listened as my father explained the contradictions, how Jefferson hated slavery, though out of necessity, my father said, had to own slaves. That his moral philosophy meant he could not have fathered those children.
Those children
would have been impossible, my father said.
Okay.
For years, we debated the distance between word and deed. I followed my father from book to book, gathering citations, listing as he named, like a field guide to Virginia, each flower and tree and bird, as if to prove a man's pursuit of knowledge is greater than his shortcomings, the limits of his vision. I did not know then the subtext of our story, that my father could imagine Jefferson's words made flesh in my flesh, the improvement of the blacks in body and mind, in the first instance of their mixture with the whites, or that my father could believe he made me better. When I think of this now, I see how the past holds us captive, its beautiful ruin etched on the mind's eye. My young father, a rough outline of an old man he's become, needing to show me the better measure of his heart, an equation writ large at Monticello. That was years ago. Now we take in how much has changed. Talk of Sally Hemings. Someone asking, how white was she? Cards in the fractions as if to name what made her worthy of Jefferson's attention. A near white, quadroon mistress, not a plain black slave.
Okay.
Imagine stepping back into the past, our God tells us now. And I can't resist whispering to my father, this is where we split up. I head around to the back. When he laughs, I know he's grateful. I've made a joke of it. This history that links us. White father, black daughter, even as it renders us other to each other.
For my people, trying to fashion a world that will hold all the people, all the faces, all the Adams and Eves, and their countless generations.
Cornel West makes the point that hope is different from American optimism. After the initial presidential election results come in, I stopped watching the news. I want to continue watching, charting, and discussing the counts, the recounts, the hand counts, but I cannot. I lose hope. However, Bush came to have won. He would still be winning 10 days later, and we would still be in the throes of our American optimism.
Yes.
All the non-reporting is a distraction from Bush himself. The same Bush
Same
who
one.
cannot remember if 2 or 3 people were convicted of dragging a black man to his death in his home state of Texas.
All right.
You don't remember because you don't care.
Hallelujah.
Sometimes my mother's voice swells and fills my forehead. Mostly I resist the flooding. But in Bush's case, I find myself talking to the television screen. You don't know because you don't care.
Right.
Then, like all things in passion, this voice takes on a life of its own. You don't know because you don't bloody care, do you? I forget things too. It makes me sad, or it makes me the saddest. The sadness is not really about George W. or our American optimism. The sadness lives in the recognition that a life can not matter. Or, as there are billions of lives, my sadness is alive alongside the recognition that billions of lives never matter.
That's true.
I write this without breaking my heart, without bursting into anything. Perhaps this is the real source of my sadness. Or perhaps Emily Dickinson, my love. Hope was never a thing with feathers.
All right.
I don't know. I just find when the news comes on, I switch the channel. This new tendency might be indicative of a deepening personality flaw. IMH. The inability to maintain hope, which translates into no innate trust in the supreme laws that govern us. Cornel West says, this is what's wrong with black people today. Too nihilistic, too scarred by hope, to hope, too experience, too close to dead is what I think.
Let a new earth rise.
If you're in the market for affordable transportation, come on in to Dublin Auto Sales. Getting to work, school, or around town every day requires dependable transportation, and that's what you'll find at Dublin Auto Sales. Offering in-house financing too, so credit is never an issue. See Wayne Kemp or any of his friendly staff, Bill Topping, Alan Fields, TJ DeRochi, or Freddie Cook. Look for Dublin Auto Sales at 1705 Telfair Street and 406 North Jefferson, and also at 511 North Jefferson, where you'll find a great deal. Dublin Auto Sales, affordable transportation you can count on.
Hi, I'm Camille Cutnose, here to invite you to put our team at Community Bank to work for you. Teamwork is vital in sports, at work, at home, and community. That's why we've worked so hard to establish a winning team of customer service and lending professionals. When you call on Community Bank, we stand ready to help. There are other banks, but there's only one Community Bank. So come see us and let us put our team to work for you. Community Bank of Dublin, Lawrence County. Common sense banking never goes out of style.
You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise.
Does my sassiness upset you? Well, why are you beset with gloom? Because I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room.
Just like moon and like sun, with the certainty of tide, just like hope springing high, still I'll rise.
Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries.
Does my haughtiness offend you?
All right.
Don't take it so hard.
All right.
Because I laugh like I got gold mine in my backyard.
Yeah. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise.
Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come to you as a surprise?
Yeah.
That I dance like I've got diamonds. Yes, at the meeting of my thighs.
Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise.
Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise.
I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling. I bear in the tide.
Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise.
Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise.
Bringing the gifts that our ancestors gave. We are the dream and the hopes of the slaves. We rise, we rise, we rise.
Let a new earth rise.
Today in America, people were bought and sold. $500 for a likely Negro wench. If someone at auction is worth her weight in gold, how much would she be worth by pound? By ounce. If I own an unimaginable quantity of wealth, could I buy an iota of myself? How would I know which part belonged to me? If I own part, could I set my parts free? It must be worth something, maybe a lot. That my great-grandfather, they say, killed a lion. They say he was black with muscles as hard as iron. That he wore a necklace of the claws of the lion he fought. How much do I hear for his majesty in my blood? I auction myself. I make the highest bid.
Well, all right.
Let another world be born.
Let a bloody peace be written in the sky. Let a bloody peace be written in the sky. Let a bloody peace be written in the sky. Let a bloody peace be written in the sky. Let a bloody peace be written in the sky. Let a bloody peace be written in the sky. Let a bloody peace be written in the sky. Let a bloody peace be written in the sky. Let a bloody peace be written in the sky.
Let another world be born.
Let a bloody peace be written in the sky.
Let a second generation full of courage come forth. Let a people learn freedom. Let a beauty full of healing and a strength of final quenching be the pulsing in our spirits.
Let the martial songs be written.
Let the dirges disappear.
Let a race of men now rise and take control.
Everything has changed. Nothing remains the same. Everyone must change. No one and nothing remains the same. Now the young become the old. And mysteries they do unfold. 'Cause that's the way of time. No one and nothing remains the same. There are not many things in life that you can be sure of. Except the rain comes from the clouds and the sunlight from the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. The young becomes the old. Hey, mysteries untold. That's the way of time. No one and nothing remains the same. There are so many things, so little things, so few things in life you can be sure of. Except the rain comes from the clouds and the sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Everything must change. Nothing remains the same. Everything must change.